What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As today I got my top 5 draft prospects, running backs, that I feel the Kansas City Chiefs will be interested coming this 2022 NFL draft season. But before we dive into any of that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I will keep you up to date on any Kansas City Chiefs related news as well as NFL news as well. But before we dive into that as well, please do like this video, and without further ado, let's jump into my top 5 NFL draft prospects running backs edition. So diving into this, I do want to make quite a quick disclaimer as well. This is not how a lot of people have their running backs ranked, or like 1 through 5, and there's going to be top backs that aren't going to be on this list as well. I am giving you my top 5 backs I think Kansas City will go after as well, and kind of the rounds I'm projecting. I can see as earliest, which would shock a lot of people, as round 2. And why do I say that? Well, let's dive into that, because I say round 2 because running back is a team need right now. I know a lot of people will be surprised, but going into 2022, right now, our only active running back is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Jerick McKinnon's not under contract, Darrell Williams is not under contract, and Derek Gore's not under contract. Now, do I figure they will sign one of these guys or both, 2 of these guys back to the team? Yeah, I would figure, and if I would have to go for one, it would probably be Jerick McKinnon. Darrell Williams, he has been really well with us, and he has performed in situations where we are very thankful for and kind of surprised, because from an undrafted free agent to the production he has put on the field has been quite amazing. But it's going to be like, as I mentioned a lot, with like Byron Pringle. Will his dollar signs cost more than his name? We will have to wait and see how that plays out. I'm thinking that might be how it pans out, and I won't be surprised if he leaves this free agency. And also Derek Gore, you can sign him to a cheap contract or back to the practice squad. I can see him on the team as well. But as of right now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is your only running back under contract for 2022. So running back can be a huge need for this team, because I don't know if they'll look in depth at free agency and try to find a deep running back, or if they want to try to explore one in the draft. And if they do that, I know a lot of fans would hate it to see in the second round. But don't be surprised if a guy they think is available that can help this offense out will be there. And that's where I'm going to dive in. Like I said, from 2 to 4 is where I'm going to look in these rounds as well. I'm not going from best back of it, from the top back to the worst back. I feel these are the backs that will fit this team. And diving in at number 5, I got Dalvin Cook's little brother, James Cook. I think he's a very interesting player. He's an athlete. He's a freak. He's like his brother Dalvin. And the only thing that is kind of questionable with me is it doesn't seem like he has as much playing time as Dalvin did as well. And, of course, he shared carries with Zamira White. But James Cook, he is explosive. And like I said, he reminds you of his brother the way he runs as well. The only cons I've seen on him so far is that when he looks for a hole in the middle of the line, he struggles to find it, and then he tries to bounce every run outside even when they aren't there. That could be a struggle in the NFL as well. But when he does get outside and he accelerates, he is a hard man to stop as well. And also, too, they mention is his size and his weight frame, which he's 5'11", 190. Of course, that's what's being reported. They'd like to see him add more muscle weight on there as well. Definitely for a running back in today's day and age. If you're being utilized, you're going to need that muscle, and definitely with that speed as well. But I do like James Cook, and I hope Kansas City will keep his eyes out for him, because I could see him being drafted maybe in the 3rd round as well. And if he has a good combine, you know how these running backs, 2nd round is their round, because no one wants to spend a 1st round pick on them. So running backs will start falling off in the 2nd round. At my number 4 spot, I got his teammate, Zamira White. I love how Zamira White plays. I think he's kind of really underrated, but I know he's dealt with a lot of injury issues as well. And James Cook, he's the more explosive back, so he's basically the sexier back, and people love watching him. But Zamira White, powerful runner, and he knows how to find the holes, and if he doesn't, he creates the holes as well. Like I said, he's not going to be your fastest back, but man, he will fight anyone. He knows how to break contact off very easily as well. I think the thing that's going to lack, it might hurt him as well, is it depends on what he runs 40-wise as well. And also, his hands are quite questionable. And I know KC tends to love pass-catching type of back, so it's going to be interesting to see if this will be someone to target. But I don't know, a heart of a kid like this, he definitely finds the end zone a lot. And when he's healthy, he's a good runner. And I think it'd be someone they should really be interested in. Like, I want to try to focus on more speed. And I know that's not this type of back, but if you lose a Darrell Williams, you're going to need a power back as well. And I like how KC, as in years past as well, they go for a power and speed. And if they can get that type of simplicity back in the backfield again, that'd be interesting to see, and trying to control the run game and help Patrick Mahomes trying to find a passing game, that'd be good. So I like Zamira White. I should have probably had him under James Cook, but I don't know. I think the heart of Zamira White would be a better running back than James Cook. I know it's going to be questionable and things like that because these both can be studs, but there's just something like watching Zamira White's tape. It's like he fights every play and he fights for every yard, and I like to see it. And his tape was just more impressive to me than James Cook. That might not be what everybody thinks, but that's just how I'm feeling right now. Coming in at number 3, I got Tyler Goodson. I don't know what it is about Tyler Goodson of the Iowa Hawkeyes, but man, I'll tell you what, he is an interesting back. It's like he's very nimble. Once he finds the hole, he's very fast and explosive. And again, this is another kid as well where it becomes interesting to the fact it's like his hands are kind of susceptible, which means he can drop a lot of passes. So it's going to be really iffy. Like I said, I know KC likes to find backs who can catch the ball. Like even Darrell Williams, when he came out of college, that was a question, but he worked on it and he proved it. That's why I don't think KC will shy away from someone like this. Definitely when they bring an asset at speed as well, because when he hits the hole, he is scary. You better hope there's someone in a secondary ready to tackle him as well. And there's also reports as well, even though I didn't really see it in the highlight tapes, but again, it's highlights, so they're going to show the best run plays and assets of a back. But lack of athleticism, I don't know. Like, I see him find holes, I see him juke, I see him, and then he just accelerates and he's gone. And that's, I feel like that's the type of back KC needs. They struggled ever since like they missed Jamal Charles or even a Kareem Hunt. He had speed, but man, that power. Like he didn't have to be the fastest guy, but once he broke one guy, and that was the thing with Hunt. Once he broke one guy, it's like okay, he's off to the races, and no one can ever bring down Hunt again. And I think that's what KC needs to look for, a back to complement Mahomes as well, because I know a lot of people might question it, and that's probably what KC was hoping with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well, but they need to find that complementary back for Mahomes, and Goodson could be a good piece. And I think at this point it's going to be who's going to complement Helaire as well, because I think KC is going to run a 2-back system, and it's going to be interesting. Definitely if they can't bring Jerick McKinnon back, which I feel they could, because I don't know. His limelight didn't start coming till late in the season, but as well in the playoffs, but you never know what type of contracts people might give up, and you never know. He might want a bigger role as well, so it's going to be interesting, but I love Tyler Goodson, and I think he'd be a good fit for the Kansas City Chiefs. At my number 2 spot, and it's kind of a stretch, but I had to put him here because, man, this kid is an athletic freak, and I love to see him play, and his only downsides might be his size, and it's Kyren Williams, and I know a lot of people will be like, whoa, that's a stretch. That's where I came in, and I was like, if he is available in the second round at his spot, don't be surprised if Casey's like, do we pull the trigger here? Because he reminds, and I've heard a lot of it as well, so that's why I had to check the tape on him. And because we versed the Chargers twice a year as well, he looks a lot like Austin Eckler. He really does. Just the way he plays, the elusiveness. He may not be the fastest back, but it's like he finds the hole and he accelerates as well. Great pass catcher. I think this is the perfect back for our offense as well. Because, like I said, this is something we was hoping for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and not the slight Clyde Edwards-Helaire here as well, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a great back. It's just a first-round pick. You're going to be held to a high standard. Unfortunately, he hasn't lived to it as well. But then there was reports coming out that he had surgery on his stomach last season, and then he dealt with injuries during the season as well. And it's a lot none of us knew about, even in the offseason as well with the stomach surgery. So I hope he bounced back to full form, but I'd like to see a complimentary back. And man, could you just imagine these two? And that was also something too with Helaire as well. It seemed like he played better when he knew someone was gunning for his job. Like even the playoffs, man, kid ran with heart. And if you could have 2 backs running like that, Casey's going to be something to reckon with. And I know Kyren Williams is a stretch right here, but I don't know. I can imagine him in this offense. And you could call me crazy, but if draft night in the second round, Casey drafts him, we gonna come back to this video and it's gonna be interesting to see. Now I know a lot of y'all would have thought Kyren Williams would have been my number 1 pick, definitely in the second round, definitely as high as going with it as well. And it's curious, well, who am I to go with my best back that I think Casey fits their system completely? And he kind of reminds me a lot of a Kareem Hunt. You heard me mention Kareem Hunt before, because that's where I feel the Chiefs' best back came with Mahomes, was Mahomes and Hunt. And this kid also reminds you of a Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams and Hunt are very similar to me. So is Jerome Ford. I don't know if the combine is going to skyrocket this kid's stock or what, but he put up back-to-back solid years. He's a touchdown machine, had 19 touchdowns, over 1,300 yards. He never goes down on the first tackle whatsoever, and then he accelerates like crazy. This kid, I tell you what, I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't looking for running back for KC, but if Jerome Ford is available in the late second round, I think you go for it. I really do. And I know it's going to be interesting because a lot of people have Kyron Williams over Jerome Ford, but man, I'm just saying, for the way it fits scheme-wise as well, Jerome Ford would be fighting for Clyde Edwards-Helaire's spot, and I think he'd be a great addition. He just reminds me a lot of Javonte Williams and Kareem Hunt, and I miss those days of Kareem Hunt. That's up for debate as well if KC gave up on that too soon. It's looking like they did as well, but Kareem Hunt, he had a great year with Alex Smith and Mahomes as well, and I just miss the type of back Kareem Hunt was with this offense. And if KC can somehow, some way get it back like that again, which is looking like what Jerome Ford is, and if he's available in the second or third round, I think KC has got to be all over it. I think he brings a different asset to where it's going to scare teams. And then it's going to open up play action. And then Mahomes gets his deep passes back again. I don't know. I'm just envisioning it. If they go after one running back, I want Jerome Ford on this team. And with that will wrap up my top 5 NFL running back prospects that I think the Kansas City Chiefs should go after. Hey, the comment sections are open. Let me know who I missed out on. Maybe I'll do a review on them, do a video, and see if I agree with you or if there's reasonings why I missed out on them as well. Because there are guys I looked at, and I just didn't feel like they fit the offense well. I mostly look for explosive backs just because I missed the Jamal Charles days. And I looked for guys who could break one tackle because I missed the Kareem Hunt type of days. And those are when our offenses were the best as well. Or let me know how you feel about the backs I choose, and if you agree with me, if you feel like these backs can take our offense to another level as well. But without further ado, thank you guys for checking back into the channel. I do appreciate you oh so well. We're getting close to that 200 subscribers, so please do subscribe to this video. And I'm checking out, so that means give me that big thumbs up and like this video, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.